Hey, friends. I hope you are so well wherever you are in this right now. I am Jane, a spiritual guide, a quantum shaman, a storyteller, and a human doing the best she can. So, I am intending that this message lands softly and with grace and with a space of inspiration left in the wake. Um, because I am fired up. I am like fed up. I what I am seeing play out on this earth plane is so absurd at this point that I just have to call it out. Because to me, if something comes into my awareness, I'm like, okay, so like you can't unsee a thing. And so when something comes into my awareness, then I will then create choices on the other side of that that will reflect at least someone that had a little bit more awareness, a little bit of a new idea, a different perspective. I don't know, man, but like, uh, this is what I'm noticing. We are between two massive eclipses. We are coming into one of the biggest um, shifts on the earth plane, the earth herself. And the level of consciousness was like rising to like meet the earth. It's like earth consciousness shifting, ascending, human consciousness shifting, ascending. And then what happens is that the system will start to create a life experience that drops our um, relationship with a conscious heart totally. It will totally shift the relationship with like higher consciousness. If I'm not connected to higher consciousness, which is basically an awareness of the heart and then living from that space of awareness, then I start to dull my light. My energy field starts to shift. My electromagnetic toroidal field starts to get all wobbly and shit. When I start to do that, then I can't magnetize to me all the gifts and blessings that are rightly mine. I can't create with ease. What I do create, I'm kind of like, man, that kind of sucked. I start to feel more physical pain in my body. I start to feel more confusion. Clarity is not so readily available. Relationships start to suffer. Like, you see how all this happens because as the collective baseline frequency of consciousness continues to up level, then that's kind of like the expectation, if you will. And it's like we've stretched out the shoes. So it's kind of like that's where we're going to be able to spread our energy into. Well, if we do that and then we drop back down, it's like, whoa, it's like, ugh. And then when we do that, we might get like a little bit pissed off at ourselves. What we do when we get pissed off at ourselves, we either look at that shit or we project it onto others. And that's what I'm starting to see because people are starting to lose their connection with their conscious heart. And the way I'm seeing this play out, and this might resonate, I have been the person to do versions of this. I have never really like dove in as much as where I'm seeing people dive into. And it's absolutely disgusting. And it creates this sense of like, "Ugh," in me. And it literally fires me up to where I want to fucking talk about it. So this is what I'm seeing. So, um, I saw this is one of the examples, and you'll be like, you know, many of them. So I um, follow numerous accounts on the socials, and one is a black owned business that sells like herbs and stuff. And they made this post completely out of nowhere. It was like it was, I'm not quoting this, but it was basically like black people rule, white people drool, or some shit. And I was like, wow, that has nothing to do with what they sell. Like that's weird. And I noticed there were a lot of comments. I never read comments, but this day I did. And I click on it, and so many people of highly melanated to barely melanated were commenting, and they were saying things like, yo, that feels a little racist. Like, that, like, if the tables were turned, like, y'all be having a fit on that. And someone one's response said, yeah, well, they did it to us for 400 years, so now it's their turn to receive. And I thought, and that's what's fucking going on in the world. That, I don't want to say that's what's wrong with the world because there's nothing fucking wrong with it. Everything just is. But like, that's why we're in this fucking reality. That's why we're still perpetuating wars. I was talking to someone recently and their ex, when they were in partnership, person A did some things that hurt person B. They had a kid together. Fast forward into now, person B is like, I'm still making you pay for what you did to me by doing all these things, and I'm going to make your life difficult, and I'm going to keep holding your head under the water. I'm going to keep shoving your nose in the shit because I can't heal my own heart. I can't accept anything. I can't forgive you, and I can't heal my fucking wounds. And because I can't do that, I'm still going to blame your ass and make your life difficult so I can feel better about myself because I don't want to go inward and do the healing shit. See, it's being all reflected. I'm seeing it with like countries that are attacking it. It was my land first. Well, you did this to us first, so now we're taking it back, and now we're doing this to you. But you did that to us, and what about these people? Yo, this is so fucked up. And I got to I've been sitting with this, yo. I've really been sitting with this shit. And what I've recognized is that in my deepest pains of sorrow, grief, suffering, pain, in my deepest pains, physical, mental, or emotional, I would never wish that on anyone else. Ever. And I'm really aware that, like, in those times of pain, I probably made other people's lives not so great because I was hurting. I was triggered. I was whatever. I was still in active recovery. Like, what the fuck ever. So, like, I am very aware that my own shit spilled out onto other people that whether they liked me, loved me, or didn't know me from anyone else, because that's what we do, because we're all one. We're all connected. We're all brothers and sisters here on the earth plane on Mama Gaia, like literally fighting on each other with each other. I'm gonna kill you because you hurt me before. Oh yeah, well you hurt me too. Well yeah, well we came first. You stole this from us. Oh yeah, well you stole this from us. Well we had it first. No, we had it first. Well this book says that we had it first. Well this other book says we had it first. Well we have more melanin. We have less melanin. Well we came first and you stole it from us. And blah 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 blah. What the fuck does that do? Like what the fuck does that do? Other than deter people from going inward and being like, wow, what was done was fucked up. What was done isn't even fully written about in any fucking history books whatsoever. The timelines that we've been told about and the stories that we've been told are so falsified that we don't even know what's fucking true in the first place. That's why storytelling is really important. And we're literally continuing it so that the future generations will talk about us. They'll say, they were so close, like they were so interconnected. They had the internet and they had all these ways to like really come together. And so many people were like waking up to love, to unity consciousness, to like peace and shit. But you know what? They kept fucking it up because they were wishing harm to others. They were wishing pain and suffering onto others because some of them were unwilling to do their own fucking work. And that is where so much is right now, which to me says, fuck yeah, that means we have a lot of potential for people to be like, let me wipe the shit out of my eyes from whoever's shoving my head in it. Me just being like, hey, back the fuck off. I'm not going to play with you anymore. I'm going to stand up for myself and be like, you know what? Historically speaking, people have harmed people. And the fucked up thing about that is that people have harmed people when the system was involved. When some land grabbing motherfucker was like, I want this land and I don't care about the people upon it. When people were like, you know what? I want to have everything. I need to hoard it for myself. I want to get it all. It is mine, 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 mine. When people forgot that we are the earth, we are part of the earth, and she has every single thing we could ever need, want, desire, and plus, 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 plus. And when we started using her as a resource, as opposed to stewarding her for her resources, right? We just started taking from her. When people forget that shit right there, they disconnect from humanity and they disconnect from life and they disconnect from earth. When we disconnect from those three things, we can't not disconnect from the heart. If we're truly in the heart, we are going to be in reverence to each other and to life itself, in form and not in form, meaning that we will have reverence for what's happened outside of this currently being experienced now that we think is the only thing that's happening. And here's another thing about that. All that shit about like, well, you took my land. Oh yeah, well, it was my land before it was actually your land to be taken from you in the first place. It's all fucking now. All those things that happen are still literally being lived out in a now moment. So the more focus and energy we give that, and we feed it with like righteousness and like you were wrong and we were right and you need to be in here, the more we feed into that historical experience or event, whether it happened or not, we create it if it hadn't happened, which changes our cellular structure now to match the victimization and the genocide and what the fuck ever it is that we were talking about. Or we just continue to feed it energy. And what that does is it takes us out of this now moment and it stops us in our tracks from creating a future together in harmony. But instead, people want to talk about, well, you have this religious belief. You're Jewish, and so you're wrong, or you're special, or you have more melanin than someone else. That means you're wrong, or you're more special, or you have less melanin, or so then you're wrong, or you're more special, or you have a certain aged body. Well, then that means you're wrong, or you're more special, or you don't have a fucking clue what genitals you have, or you don't want them to be where they are and how they are, and you want to mutilate and cut off and do whatever you want to do with them and call yourself a fucking unicorn. And then you were either wrong or special. Why can't we just fucking understand that we just are here in this now moment? And what can I do here in my now? How deep within can I go so that I can feel peace on the inside? So that I can feel love and joy on the inside, so that I can show up and create the next fucking moment of my own sovereign life in love and honor and stewardship to life, not just for those that are special and shaming those that are wrong. Because notice how everyone was going to be in one or the other. So that leaves us in a society where we're always going to be blaming, shaming, and attacking some human form. And that is fucked up. I'm done with this shit. Y'all, I've had like suicidal ideology since I was 9. I was like, fuck this. This place sucks. And then I'm like, holy fuck, I get to live in this place. A lot of healing, a lot of healing, a lot of shadow work. How many dark nights of the soul? I don't even know. But what I know is that we're here for a limited time only to live. And when we remember that we can and we deserve to live in harmony within me, myself, then it makes life a lot more colorful. It makes life a lot more vibrant. It makes life a lot more easy. And then my relationships strengthen. And then I feel supported. And then I can support. Then I have more time. And then we step into the eternal nature and not the karmic loop of repetitive bullying and victimizing and victim consciousness and aggression and suppression and marginalization and shaming and guilting and blaming. Oh my. I am ready for whatever the fucking shift is that needs to happen for people to wake up this. Wake up to their divinity and legitimately, with their thoughts, words, and actions, step into that space of remembering that I am God, I am goddess, I am a fractal of the whole, I'm an aspect of love, I am love, I deserve love, I'm worthy of love. It's safe for me to feel love, and if none of those ring true, that means that there's still some traumas and walls around this heart energy center. It means that you got some wobbles in this chakra. It means that the electromagnetic pulse of your life force, like, space of creative energy, although that is also the sacral space and everywhere else, but you know what I mean. It's just diminished, it's just tarnished, it just needs a little shine, and it needs some like excavating. But I am ready. I am ready for people to stop, to not only recognize that they are the pot calling the kettle black. And it doesn't matter what's ever happened before this now. The pot was the fucking pot and the kettle was the fucking kettle. like you, like, notice that shit. I notice that shit with myself whenever, like, while all this is like it's not triggering me, but it's like it's got me fired up because I can tell I'm not having like a nervous system response. I'm not like I still feel pretty calm, but I got this fiery nature, so I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm using it with my voice. But anyway, but like I forgot what I was gonna say just then. I love when that happens. I really don't love when that happens. And I know it'll come back, but maybe not. Maybe it'll just change into this iteration of what's going to come through now. But when we can change this, that's what I was going to say. I'm looking to the day when we can just see what's happened before now as tools to move forward as opposed to ways to blame each other. I look to the day that people, instead of um, looking at someone else and saying, well, you shouldn't be happy right now. There's a war going on. How dare you be happy? How dare you celebrate? How could you take sides with these humans and not these humans? How could you? I'm going to shame you. I'm going to blame you for your feelings. I look to the day that those people that blame and shame others for their feelings or lack thereof have a deeper awareness that everyone has their own fucking system for feeling energy via emotions. Because that's all it is. So we could all walk in the same room together one day, together. Boom. We're all in the same room. Someone might be like, oh God, it's so hot in here. Someone might be like, it's so cold. Someone might be like, damn, it stinks. Someone might be like, oh my God, I love the smell of Febreze. Someone might get really upset because the color of the carpet reminds them of some horrific accident. Someone might walk in that room and be like, oh my God, this is the best day ever. Right? Here's the thing, everybody's going to be feeling different shit because we've all had a different lived experience. But to say that anyone in that room is not right because they don't feel the way I feel, that's some righteous motherfucking bullshit right there. And I'm tired of people, especially with people with like clout or power or like that are teachers or spiritual leaders, or they've got a big fucking following and they're like, let me talk shit about these other people. You. You in the face with a stranger's dick. That's how I feel about it. I really wouldn't want that. I really don't. But that's how I feel about it, man. Because it's fucked up. It's so fucked up. I'm so done with it. So until we learn to get our fucking shit straight, I think that people just need to shut their trap or only like fucking speak kindness. Speak what you want in this world. Okay, so you think these people need to feel angry. Okay. Well then what? What do you want? Do you want people to feel angry so that they create more anger in the field? Do you want people to feel angry so that they can have inspired action? Like, get really clear with what you're feeling, and if you're going to speak to it, then speak to what you want to come from it. You know, what I know right now is that people are actively flipping the earth off. Totally. Like giving zero fucks about Hachamama herself, the mothership. People have their nose so far buried in their devices that they're like addicted to scrolling and only fan shit. People are more tuned in to how long the plastic fingernails and how many tchotchkes we can get on fingernails. Which at that point, like, there's absolutely no real self pleasure because ain't nobody want that. Anyway, that's beside the point. We got men out here. We got men out here that are like either super aggro, like I'm a man, and all the way over to this like, but I'm so soft. I feel everything. I'm tired of being a victim. I'm tired of being a man that's been victimized, and I'm gonna be a victim man. And we've got these like, where the fuck is the dude that's like balanced? That can be like assertive and focused and a fucking man. They can also have his emotions and feel and be creative and all these things. It's like the women. There's so many women that are like, I must go and produce and be productive and I will never rest. And then you have this like whole other end of the swing that's like, I cannot do anything. I'm going to just make everybody do everything for me and I'm going to be a victim. It's the same fucking shit. It's in a different body. But if we're well, when we're on these pendulum ends, then we're not being the unified aspect of ourselves. And it's always a work in process to me. Like we're not going to be completely perfect. Maybe we will. Fuck it. I don't know. I'm holding that vision. But if I know if I'm way over here, that I got a long way to go so I can even taste what this end is so that I can come back to center. And I'm so fucking grateful that my life has handed me enough opportunities for growth. But I've been so far on both ends of this experience and that experience and the other that I am honing in to this like alignment and peace and centermost like 0 point goodness right there. That I just got to call this shit out for what it is. And it's just bullshit. It's just bullshit. So, my invitation is to recognize if you're adding to the bullshit on the earth plane, or if you're adding to the love and the joy on the earth plane. Here's the thing, it doesn't fucking matter because we're eternal beings and we'll still just get more and more opportunities forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, amen, to learn this shit and to embody it in some other now. My desire, Jane's desire, is to live it now in this body. And this one, I'm like, homegirls, she's been here with me for a long time. God, like, I want her to like experience and witness and feel all this potential joy that is here. It's ripe for the picking. But I can't be the only one to experience and live it and share it. You can't be the only one, but it takes all of us to claim peace, to claim joy, to claim love, to claim community, to claim harmony. We got to claim that and we got to be that. We got to speak that. And we can't just be it and present like that. And meanwhile, back at the ranch, talking shit about why other people aren't right because they're not doing what we're doing. And they're not doing it right. And they should be like me. Here's the thing, nobody should be at all like me. Let me put that out there real quick and then want to hop off. Nobody needs to be out there like me. My desire is that whoever is out there is creating your own damn life, however that looks to you, but from a place that lights your divine heart up, that literally is honoring the life that you have, that honors love, that honors peace, that honors joy, that's creative, and it leaves a legacy for the future generations. We live in a reality where like children are like, y'all know what's happening with the kids. And if your head's under a rock and you have no idea about the pedophile ring and all that fucked up shit, well, blessings to you for keeping so oblivious and tuned into just mainstream media. Rock on. But if you're aware, man, that's a lot of shit. The last thing we need to do is to lower our frequency. We need to rise above the frequency that would harm children so that we can see from a higher perspective how to shift that. To me, that's what we're here for. We're here to live in joy and in peace and in harmony with the children, with the elders, and with everybody in between. Working together, growing our fruit and vegetables, living in harmony with the land. Next thing you know, we're abundant as fuck because we're just like, oh, all I really need to do is be able to get from point A to point B when I need to or want to, and pay for a couple things here and there, and really just have clean food and water. But then we stop relying on the system that's trying to keep us so oppressed and separated and fighting. Ugh. So, anyway, I had to share this because I'm done with it, yo. Like I'm not gonna like peace out for it. Like I'm still gonna watch the end of this show and see how the reality of life is gonna pan out. Like what's this great split gonna look like? Is the earth gonna shake us all off? Is there really 144,000 that's gonna like be beamed up to heaven, or are we all gonna stay here and everybody else is gonna be like deuces and they all transition and make the soil super fucking rich? Like who knows? I have no idea. I'm here until my very last breath though, just like with bated breath and big wide open curious eyes to see how the show plays out. But I don't necessarily want to keep watching, a horror movie. I don't want to keep watching a war movie. I don't always want to watch a comedy. you know can I just be in the life that is worthy of being watched by the witness, the sacred witness within each of us? Like, can we just create the movie of life as fun for each of us? Like, do no harm? I have so many things to say, but I'll leave it here. So enjoy this day. Thanks for listening. I hope that this was of service. I hope that this just offered either some clarity, some inspiration, a little like, fuck yeah, you know what? I am going to stand up for peace. And it's okay, whatever I feel. If I feel angry today, I feel angry today. I'm okay with that. But I don't think everybody else should. Just because someone hurt me in the past doesn't mean that I need to hurt them. I'm like, fuck that. That's like tit for tat. That gets us nowhere. Leaves a whole group of humans blind. Now doesn't it? And what do they say? Like only those with eyes will see, and yet we're creating a whole fucking population of blind brothers and sisters. Meanwhile, stabbing ourselves in the eyes because we refuse to see the truth. Rather look away, point and blame everybody else. That's so childish. And not even like to make fun of kids, because not even kids always do that shit. It's very immature. It's spiritually immature. That's what it is. It's spiritually immature. So, on that note, enjoy the ride. If someone is coming at you and you feel like, oh shit, well, I did do something bad a while back, and I guess I should keep paying for it forever. Like, can you forgive yourself and like let yourself off the hook and fuck that shit? You don't need to carry blame with you anymore. Like, you don't need to carry shame. Like, live your own fucking life. Like make the amends, move on. And whatever that looks like to make those amends, maybe it's in a prayer, maybe it's writing something down, maybe it's making the phone call, maybe it's face to face. Who fucking knows? That's you. You do you, boo. You do you. Maybe it's asking source, and you make amends with source and the person's or people's higher selves, whatever. But we can do it. It is in our capacity, it's in our nature. Like we are so made to live in love together. We're made for that shit, y'all. We are made for it. We are programmed out of it, but we are made for it. It is our natural homeostatic space of being. But we won't live it or experience it until we claim it. And we think about it. We think like that. We speak like that. We move around like that. We create like that. It's our thoughts, words, and actions and what we create through that shit. Go! I'm ready for fucking peace on earth, yo. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for people to feel that. I'm ready for people to feel loved and supported and taken care of and like they matter and that everything that they do is truly an act of the divine. I'm ready to see that in people. I'm ready to witness that in people. I'm ready to live in that world. So if you're ready to live in that world, do it. If you would like some support, I'm a guide on the process. I don't fuck around. We get in there. We clear it out. You go, you do you, boo. And until next time, just remember that you're loved. I have a gray streak. It's very interesting. I'm now seeing it close up. I don't mind it. I'm wondering if I'm gonna look like a superhero at some point. Maybe. Anyway, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and above all else, remember that you're loved and you are here for a purpose, and that is love, peace, and joy. So may we all continue to receive miracles and blessings through this process, especially between these eclipses. It's an exciting time to be alive. Okay. If you want more information on me, you can go to janetheguide.com. If you want like a one-on-one session, you can shoot me an email and we can work together. Until then, I love you. Bye.